Today we have our next alphabetically inclined Classic Collection box of updated minis from the original Monster Manual. This time we have monsters G through J. And many thanks to WizKids for sending it our way to rhyme. I keep wondering, but I haven't asked this yet. Do you think we're going to get something else in this Classic Collections thing that they have going on that isn't monsters? If not, like, what else would it be? But so far in this collection, while they've been somewhat random, they have been a pretty big hit with me at least. We're getting minis for some monsters that we probably already have minis for, but a lot of the times the minis we found in these boxes have been the best versions of those monsters. So we'll see if that remains the case here. So think about your favorite classic monsters that begin with the letters G, H, I, and J. And let's see if you guessed correctly as we look at some more monsters in our D&D Classic Collection. Today's video is brought to you by Hit Point Press. The deck of many animated 5e reference cards can bring even more magic to your games, and they make fantastic gifts. Get animated spell cards, condition cards, or townsfolk NPCs. You can even get in-game items like the Deck of Illusions and the Deck of Many Things. Get your deck of many animated cards using the info icon in the corner or in the doohickey down below. We'll do this thing alphabetically, obviously, starting with this ghost. I adore this ghost mini. It might be my favorite incorporeal undead mini yet from WizKids. Such a cool design, so evocative. One of the rare occasions where the first edition art may have been the best. And by the way, you will be seeing the first edition art these guys were inspired by in the panel on the left there. Ghosts are undead creatures tied to a particular location or creature or object due to some unfinished business. Not to be confused with the long-tongued Ghoul, who are relatively intelligent, corporeal undead who like to feast on humanoid flesh. If a Ghoul runs out of flesh and becomes absolutely desperate for sustenance, they might be reduced to going to an Olive Garden. They can be quite a challenge for a lower-level party due to their ability to paralyze. Next up we have our Gorgon, our iron plate covered bull who breathes out a noxious green gas that can petrify foes. I have always been personally fascinated by what this D&D creature was based upon from mythology. It takes its name from the Greek Medusas, but it also seems to be based on the myth of the Catablopus, which is sometimes referred to as the African version of the Medusa Gorgon. I wanted to compare it to all my other WizKids Gorgon minis, and turns out there haven't been many at all. We really just have this one from Pathfinder Battles. There's an unpainted Nolzur's one, but unless I'm forgetting a named Gorgon, that's been it, shockingly. Griffons also haven't changed that much over the years. They're avian carnivores who particularly like eating horses, which makes me want to use them as mounts for some Pathfinder goblins. I think they're just trying to take out their mount competition, though. While Griffons certainly make for some tremendous mounts, you might still need to bring along some horses with you, but not for riding, just for snacks. Here you can see it next to some of our other Griffon minis from the past couple of years. You can see that they did transition the look of the head of the Griffon to a bald eagle. Ah, my favorite, Harpies. Harpies are up there with gnolls for me as creatures that I love to hate, or maybe just hate to hate. I think Harpies were ruined for me by Guild Wars 2, where they're just really annoying. I just came across a few in Baldur's Gate 3 trying to lure a boy into drowning himself in a river. One thing that seems to have not changed much over the years in regards to Harpies is their inability to wear a shirt properly. Fire-breathing hell dogs seem like a natural manifestation of an evening of brainstorming monster designs, and they've been popular ever since. I think they're most useful as a game master for evil pets, for devils and fire giants and other evil pet daddies and mommies. Now I want to design an encounter in which the party just stumbles upon a Cambion devil, taking his hellhound out for an infernal tinkle in the evening. Next up is the Hippocampus. If you've ever wondered about the name and its relationship to the part of the brain responsible for transferring short-term memories into long-term ones, the name comes from the Greek hippos, meaning horse, and campos, meaning sea monster. And the hippocampus, like the one you see here, was depicted in Greco-Roman myth and art often associated with Poseidon. The part of the brain is named that because it looks like a seahorse. Rather shockingly, there isn't a stat block for Hippocampus in 5e, there wasn't one in 4e either, but there is a CR 1/2 giant seahorse in the basic rules if you want to use that. Finally, our only small creature in this set is the Imp, Another thing I've come to appreciate from playing Baldur's Gate 3 is just how much fun it is having an intelligent familiar, and imps are just astounding fun for role-playing. You just need an Eldritch Master Warlock with the Pact of the Chain feature, and that is definitely on my list for future PCs that I want to play. And here is the full set together. Once again, these minis are honestly great. They're all usable, and they're all common enough to appear in most any adventure you want to fit them in. I wish the set wasn't quite as expensive, obviously, but as always, you can often find them on sale if you just shop around. I absolutely adore the Ghost, but they're all great, and it's somehow our first 5e painted Gorgon mini from WizKids. Now, my question for you, do you like the release strategy of packaging them up alphabetically? I wonder if packaging them by theme might have made them a little bit more useful. You could have undead creatures, and mountain creatures, and sea creatures, and creatures from the Nine Hells, things like that. I know that would have been tougher for them, but you just don't often need a Hippocampus and a Ghost and a Harpy in the same little adventure. The D&D Classic Collection Monsters G through J is available now for between 80 and 90 bucks. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Later this week, we'll have some new warbands to show you, so be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. If you want to adopt a Kobold plush, you can do so over at heroplush.com. And if you want to come and chat and follow along with all the industry news, you can follow us on social media over here. For now, though, please stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.